Hey, maybe you know me from my channel. Maybe you're just here to see if aligners work. Either way, we're going to take a journey together, which will last over a few months or a few videos, depending on when you found me. And we're going to find out together if aligners work. The truth is, for me, I have, well, unsightly bottom teeth. So we're going to take you from the beginning, where I'm going to correct the bottom of my teeth, to hopefully a glorious ending where you'll see them looking, well, perfect. So why haven't I done this sooner? The truth is, price. For years, everybody has gone on the thought that braces are the way to go, and aligners would be similar in price, and they were up there for a period of time, but now they've come down. They're finally affordable. Actually, there is one more reason. I was in what I thought was a healthy relationship for 7 years, and then I was engaged. And then she left, and I wanted to know why. Maybe she was just trying to be mean, but a shallow and real answer came out. She hated my lower teeth. Her exact words were, "They're unsightly." And the outcome of that is, I thought, wow, if she thinks this, what are other people thinking when they see me? That I've taken for granted, that I've been almost oblivious to, but now I'm quite self-conscious about it. So what's the bottom line? You never tell somebody what's wrong with them during a breakup. They'll go fix it. And for me, I've been desperate to fix this ever since. Now, this series and this journey is not all about me. It's meant so that you can kind of, through me, find out if this is for you and get all the answers that you need. But I'm going to use, hopefully, things that relate. So let's go on choices. And I think you'll agree. Safety is first, price, and time. And it's probably in the order of safety, time, and price. In the safety arena, again, one set of teeth, you don't want to go with an operation that is going to be too aggressive or just not have their act together. You want to make certain that whoever you're going with is the most reputable, and that was probably the strongest area of research for me. The next would be, in terms of choices, let's go now with time. For me, and I think for you too, who wants to go the same timeline as you would with braces? So you want to go with aligners that take the shortest period of time. And believe it or not, there's vendors that will promise you anywhere from 3 months to 6, and then others will take you, say, you know what, we're more conservative, we're going for a year. So the time was an issue for me, and I came to that one as a middle decider. And then, of course, last but not least, is price. I wanted the cheapest price, and I'm sure you do too. So how did I decide who to go with? Well, let's get into one of the important components of how I decided who to go with, and that is, I never decided for a moment that I was going to go to an actual dentist for braces, but I did compare this whole experience to braces. And when I say experience, I mean aligners versus braces. And in my research, which I'm sure you would find too, the end result was yes, aligners can give you the same end result as braces. So with that, I then began my research on the companies that I felt would be the best and most reputable companies in the business for aligners. I found 3 aligner companies to focus on in my research. The first, the benchmark, the ones who've been in the game the longest, Invisalign. They're the ones where you go to the dentist as well. And that's a nice touch, but not everybody wants to go through that. And it's not necessary. That's a sticking point for some people. If they can't actually go to an office, they don't think that they're dealing with a legitimate company. And I have to share with you, that's not the case. All of them have orthodontists on staff. Whether you're at someone's office for an orthodontist or if you've sent your pictures in, they're still reviewing the pictures. Sure, I suppose they can, get right up there at the flashlight and get in your mouth face to face, but For the most part, there's nothing that can beat a good frozen picture for someone to review. And if you follow the instructions properly, then you get a good result. Otherwise, they're going to ask you for more pictures. So that you still come back to the same end result every time. You're dealing with an orthodontist. So Invisalign has the orthodontist on staff. That's one of the biggest separating factors. Next was Bite. And again, they were equal in quality to Invisalign, but their added benefit was that they're offering an increased, better speed, a better timeline for delivery. Who doesn't want their teeth straightened faster? Last, the price point competitor, Alignco. They got my attention on price alone, almost half the price. So those are the three. Let's break them down. I looked for reviews. That's my starting point. I didn't just look for reviews. I looked for those with a lot of reviews. And from there, I figured I need to filter only the negative reviews, because how did they perform in the customer service category? How good were they in conflict resolution? I was also looking for those who didn't hide price. Let's start with Aligner Co., which you would think they'd be at the bottom of the list, because oddly enough, Aligner Co., the price point provider, was the company that whenever I called, I would always get somebody on the phone at the time of the call. But it was also always the same person, and it was also always the same person who was mentioned in the reviews, which were sometimes good and sometimes bad. Ultimately, customer service wasn't the issue with Align Co. They were actually too conservative in their promised timeline. The expected results with Align Co. was closer to a year. That brings us to Invisalign. This was a bit cumbersome. They offered the option, I'm saying option, of going to the dentist office for the fitting of my aligners. Well, not just the aligners, the actual impressions. That should tell you something right there. If it's optional with Invisalign and you can do it without going there with a dentist, then why would Bite or Alignco or any other option not be acceptable, especially when they have orthodontists on staff? Same process. By adding the dentist into this mix, it actually did become a more cumbersome process. There was more steps. So here enters Bite, the personal touch without the personal touch of a dentist, if you can say that. What I'm getting at is the customer service issue, but the minimalization on process, cutting out all of the minutia. Emails and phone calls were responded to in a reasonable period of time. What's reasonable? I mean, that's a relative statement, right? 24 hours. Within 24 hours, I would get a call back inside the day, often, and that meant a lot to me. They also provided instructional videos that were also, again, less is more here. They cut out the minutia. In the world of art and design, we say elegance is predicated on fewer parts, less is more, keep it simple, stupid. That all takes place here. The videos are quite to the point, succinct, easy to understand. That told me a lot about the company. So what won me over with Bite was the timeline. The timeline promised for me would be 3 to 6 months. Now, you might not get 3 to 6 months with your teeth, but you will get an improved timeline over the other predecessors that I discussed. And that is because they can give you a actionable proof, quantifiable, how do I put this? There's a device that Bite provides to you, and that device speeds up the process. So I had proof. It wasn't just a promise. I understood why that promise could be kept. That right there was the tipping factor. Now, while that's not going to put me in the price point that I was really initially wanting, and compared to Alignco, it was equal to what I was going to spend with Invisalign. So I was able to justify the increased price with Bite by saying, you know what, I'm paying to get a faster result, but I'm not paying any more for a faster result than I would have paid with Invisalign. Easy decision. I hope you stick around for the next video, because that's where the fun stuff starts. We're going to get to the unboxing of the impression kit, the onboarding process. You're going to see me actually do the impressions. We're going to discuss quickly, which decision is best for you through my decision of, did I go with the daytime aligners or the nighttime aligners? And last but not least, I can't remember what the last one is. Oh yeah, it's what can you do in terms of personal care? Can you eat with these things? You know, can you have wine? That kind of stuff. So it's going to be, this is where we get to the fun stuff. See you in the next video.